for R&B in the Bahamas.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network.
Today can be the turning point in your life by making a simple decision.
Fundamental questions of navigation. Where am I? Where am I going? And how do I get there from here?
I invite the leaders of our planet to ask themselves these three questions before they make any crucial decisions.
But if you don't make decisions, you're going to stay right where you are.
We are all map makers.
We are in a time of transition.
If we're going to change, we have to change the direction that we're going.
Our planet needs leaders who know where they want to go.
When we change the direction we're going, then we want to make sure we're going in the right direction.
Leaders who can see the big picture.
Because if we're not, we're going to either go backwards or we're going to stay where we are.
Recognizing the psychological and the spiritual shifts and changes that need to be made, often from the inside to the outside.
To be able to shape your future, you have to be willing and able to change your paradigm.
Complex journeys require navigation. The path to the truth is one such journey. This is your GPS. Hairstyling services provided by J.D. Edwards Salon and Spa, Palmdale Shopping Plaza, Madeira Street. Accessories provided by Chevette Williamson Jewelry. Standout jewelry for standout women. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. I'm your host, Michelle Malcolm, and as always, it's a pleasure to be in your company today. Thank you so much for tuning in and making GPS a part of your afternoon. I do appreciate your presence here because, quite frankly, we would be nothing without you. You guys play a very important role in the success of GPS, and I do not take that for granted. So thank you so much to all of my regular listeners for tuning in every day to hear what GPS has to say about the direction that we are heading as a people. So today is Wednesday, and all of the regulars know what that means. It's a Wellness Wednesday when we talk about matters that pertain to your health. And I decided this Wellness Wednesday to do something a little different because normally on a Wellness Wednesday, what I do is I choose one specific area of the body or one specific condition, and we focus in on that and zone in on that. But today I decided to do something a little different. And today, instead of focusing on just one area of the body, what we're going to do on today's show, I'm calling today's show Mythbusters, Medical Mythbusters. Those of you old enough will remember that movie Ghostbusters, way back in the day. Well, today is Mythbusters, Medical Mythbusters. So it's not going to be dealing with one particular, condition, but we're going to cover several different conditions as we debunk the myths that surround those particular conditions that we're going to cover today. And obviously, we will get to as many of them as we can during the course of the show. But if there is a question that you may have regarding a myth that we aren't covering, feel free to call and ask. Now, for the record, I'm not a medical doctor. I don't pretend to be one. I don't know everything. I don't have all of the answers. What I am is a certified holistic health coach, certified by the Institute of Holistic Health, and we follow the protocols of a gentleman by the name of Dr. Joel Wallach, who is still going strong today in his 80s. And his philosophy, after many years of research and work as a former pathologist, a comparative pathologist, he's an author of many books, including one which sits in the Smithsonian in the United States. He's a former veterinarian, an agricultural expert, naturopathic doctor, all of the above and more. And what he discovered at a very young age is that chronic disease, chronic non-communicable disease, is not a result of aging. It's not a result of genetics. It's not a result of bad luck. All three of those are a myth. It's a result of nutritional deficiencies, a combination of nutritional deficiencies and giving your body what it does not need. So it's a combination of not giving your body what it does need and then giving your body what it does not need that leads to disease and degeneration of the body. So that's myth number one, that many of these diseases that we are now facing are just, that's just a part of getting older. That is a myth, not true. Even things like gray hair, that's not a natural part of aging. It is a nutritional deficiency. You give your body the nutrition it is craving, and your hair will naturally turn back to its color without any dye or henna or whatever else you use. It will naturally revert to its regular color simply by giving your body the nutrition it needs, because there is a mineral which affects the pigmentation in your hair. And so once you have a deficiency of that mineral, then your hair starts to lose its color. You give your body the nutrient it needs, your hair turns back to its regular color. Believe it or not, it's true. So that is the biggest myth that we need to debunk right away, that you are going through what you're going through because it runs in your family, or because you're getting older, or because your luck just that bad. Chances are, the truth is, it's because you are malnourished, not giving your body the nutrition that it needs, and probably giving the body what it does not need, which has led to the degeneration that you're experiencing and calling disease. So that's the biggest myth on the table. The second biggest myth is that, thanks to a medical monopoly that has been around since 1912 or thereabouts, that your MD is far superior to an ND when it comes to the treatment of chronic non-communicable disease. What's an MD? A medical doctor. What's an ND? A naturopathic doctor. The two have very different philosophies. The medical doctor believes that your body does not have the innate ability to heal itself. So once something goes wrong, the only thing that can be done for you is to manage your illness. Keep it under control, manage it so that you're comfortable but not healed. Whereas the naturopathic approach is that your body has the innate ability to heal itself. And again, given the right circumstances, the right nutrition, not giving the body what it doesn't need, rest, etc., that your body is intelligent enough, has been designed by God Almighty in his infinite wisdom to be able to heal itself. So we're talking about two very opposing viewpoints. And there's this prevailing myth that I dare say is keeping many people ill. And that myth is that when it comes to anything to do with your body as it relates to chronic disease, chronic non-communicable disease, that your MD knows more and what is better for you than your ND. So that is myth number 2 or 3. Anyway, let's go to that clip. I need you to play it for me, please, Jason. Clip number 1.
Your MD, because of their training in reductionistic allopathic medicine, is best suited has a good skill set for trauma care, a surgery when it's indicated, and a handful of infectious diseases. This is the wheelhouse of the MD, and in a perfect world, it would be illegal for an MD to treat chronic disease because they are horrible at it. But most of us can't even pronounce naturopathic medicine, let alone know what it is, and we have all become socialized to believe that holistic medicine is some fallout from the 60s, practiced by people in Birkenstocks with long hair, and it's not really medicine, it's nonsense. We do not have an understanding of the strengths and the weaknesses of any type of medicine, and we desperately need it. So let's talk about naturopathic medicine, which is my wheelhouse, my degree, and my license. Naturopathic medicine argues that the human body knows how to fix itself, the human body wants to fix itself, and the human body is attempting all of the time to fix itself. Naturopathic physicians are trained in therapeutics that support the body's built-in God-given ability to fix itself. Now, if you go to see a naturopathic physician for a private health consultation, you will be given instructions and recommendations by that physician based on your presenting symptoms. But there are only 5,000 more or less licensed naturopathic physicians in the entire world. 1 billion plus people on the planet today suffering needlessly because of incompetent MD-directed therapeutics. There are not enough naturopathic physicians to go around, which is why I have developed with my colleagues boilerplate foundation medical nutrition for the masses. Things that anybody can do with any condition, suffering from any diagnosis, today, right now, action steps that anybody can take in order to start the healing process, in order to get them into the ball game of healing, to open the door to the undiscovered country of science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition.
So, if nothing else, I want you to realize from this show, to take away from this show, is that there are some things that you can do, regardless of the condition that you're in, to assist the body in the process of healing itself. I say it again and again, and it bears repeating, that you should believe the diagnosis, but do not necessarily believe the prognosis, because your MD will tell you sometimes that, well, the only option for you is to take this medication for the rest of your life. It just can make you comfortable in this condition. Or you have to be on dialysis for the rest of your life unless we find you a replacement kidney. And, people walk away from many of those consultations with their MD feeling hopeless, feeling, wow, I don't want to be on this medication for the rest of my life. I don't want to be hooked up to this machine for the rest of my life. But I want you to be encouraged to understand that you don't have to be. Believe the diagnosis, but not the prognosis. Believe them when they tell you that you have diabetes. Don't walk out of there talking about the doctor trying to put diabetes on you or heart disease on you. Believe them, because they really don't have no reason to make that up. But do not accept when they tell you that there's nothing that you can do other than take a pharmaceutical medication for the rest of your life, other than be hooked up to a machine for the rest of your life, unless they can find some replacement part. Because more often than not, your body has the ability to heal itself. I want you to believe the diagnosis, but not the prognosis. And understand that the medical doctor does have a role to play. The reductionist medicine, allopathic reductionist medicine approach does have a role to play, particularly in trauma care. So if you get involved in some kind of traumatic event, an accident, or you cut yourself or whatever, Doctors, MDs are brilliant at that. They're brilliant at surgery when necessary. And sometimes surgery is necessary. And they are the best at that. Thank God for medical doctors and the knowledge that they have received over the years, because they have saved many, many, many lives when it comes to trauma care, acute trauma care. But oh my Lord, the flip side of that coin is when it comes to non communicable chronic disease, they have failed equally as they have succeeded with trauma and acute care. So understand that your body has the ability to heal itself. Back in the day, they used to think that there were certain organs of the body that couldn't regenerate, that once they were gone, they were gone. And now we know better. Science is proving that is not true. So understand that written within your DNA, written within the structure of your cells, written within your body is the innate knowledge from the Creator of how to fix itself. Because God, in His infinite wisdom, knew that there would be times when we may do some damage. And so He designed our bodies to be able to fix itself. But you can't continue to do ongoing damage to the body, coupled with not giving the body what it does need to heal itself, and then expect all to be well. It doesn't quite work that way. So hopefully today's show will give you some hope, will help you to understand that you can heal, that your body can heal, that your body is a healing machine, and that anything or anyone that tells you otherwise is just feeding into the myth that once it's gone forever. Not so. Not so. Believe the diagnosis, do not believe the prognosis. Okay? So the telephone numbers to call if you have a question or comment: 326-0271, 326-0271, 326-0272, 326-0272, and the WhatsApp line, if you'd like to send us a text message, is 8010271. 8010271 for text messages only. Okay, we can't take calls on the WhatsApp line. But give us a call if you have a question. Again, I may not be able to answer you right away. I may have to do some research based on what you asked me, because I'm not sitting here pretending to know everything. But what I do know is that your body can heal itself. Just have to give it what it needs and then get out of the way. Is that a caller with the show? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Yes, good morning. Good afternoon, Miss Michelle Malcolm.
Hi.
Good afternoon, world.
I need you to,
Carolina.
before you go on, I need you to turn down whatever you're listening to us.
Okay.
Because we're getting feedback.
Okay, that's good.
That's better, yeah.
Okay. Well, I wanted to add on the message you had on with the gentleman with the medical and the natural medical, and I'm torn in with you, and I believe the body is educated, the program itself to heal itself, to do everything itself.
Mm-hmm.
It's the other thing around. A couple of centuries ago, medicine was not made to work. Medicine was a form of witchcraft. It never made the work the human. And this was a form of witchcraft, because you could tell they had the symbol on the ambulance, the snake, and with the cross and all that there. So medicine, they already know it was never designed the work. This was designed of witchcraft, and they turned into a $1 billion operation by saying it could heal our body and all that. But it don't. it really destroy our body because our body designed to heal itself.
Caller,
God bless.
Thank you for calling. You're actually onto something because pharmacy comes from the word pharmakia, which does mean exactly what he said. So yeah, he's onto something. If you do the research to see what the origins of pharmakia are, it is considered or was considered to be sorcery. Now, I want you to understand that when it comes to pharmaceuticals, most of them, with the exception of antibiotics, don't heal anything. Most of them are designed to stop the body from performing a particular function and then replacing that function synthetically. That's what most pharmaceuticals do, right? Whereas nutrition is designed to actually get the body to perform its duty. Nutrition is like the building blocks, whereas pharmaceuticals actually block the body from performing. So that caller is actually onto something. So Elridge on Facebook is asking the question, can nerves be repaired from nerve damage? Yes. The answer is yes. Yes. Okay. So we are going to take a quick break. And then on the other side of the break, we're going to continue debunking myths. Medical myths debunked is what we're doing today. And you're going to be surprised at some of the things that you learn on this show. So like and share the show. Let everybody know that this is a Wellness Wednesday. We're on the air talking about medical myths debunked. We're going to take away the mystery from your health and healing. That and more on the other side of the break. Stay with us.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paint, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires, cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. VTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. Welcome back to GPS, Global Paradigm Shift on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here on a Wellness Wednesday. We are talking about medical myths that we are debunking today. We're bringing you the truth about these medical myths. The telephone numbers to call 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line to send us a text message, 801-0271, 801-0271. Now, going back to that question that was asked by our Facebook viewer, I think it's important to point out that a great part of the answer to that question, can nerves be repaired from nerve damage? It depends on the extent of the damage, okay? But generally speaking, the answer is yes. But it depends on the extent of the damage. Now, we're talking about myths today, medical myths, that we're going to hopefully give you some hope if you're going through some kind of health challenge, to know that it's not true that you can't heal, because your body was designed to be a healing machine, in spite of the misinformation that you have been given. I have seen people heal from things that they were told that your only option is surgery. One of my clients years ago contacted me after hearing me talk about this on a radio tour we were doing the last time Dr. Joel Wallach visited the Bahamas. And he called me up and he says, I'm listening to y'all on the radio. I said, okay. He says, I have a condition they call sciatica, where there's this terrible pain down one leg and in my back. And I'm being told by my doctors that my only hope is surgery. But I don't want anybody cutting into my spine. Do you think this program can help? I said, I know it can. He says, Miss Malcolm, I don't want you to try swing me, I said, no, man, trust me. That's just degeneration, and your body can regenerate if you give it what it needs. He says, all right, I can give this a try, but if this don't work, I come in looking for you. I said, man, I ain't hiding. So he started the program. Now, remember now, his doctors were telling him that his only hope was surgery. Okay? He started the program. So sometime later, when he first heard me on the radio, that wasn't the time that Doc Wallach came to visit the Bahamas. I think some other representatives from the company were here, and we were doing a radio tour. And so sometime later, I'd never really met this man before, just talked to him on the phone. So sometime later, some months later, Dr. Joel Wallach did come to visit the Bahamas in his last visit here. And this gentleman comes up to me and he says, you don't know who I am, but you are responsible for me being here at this event. I said, okay, I don't know who you are. He says, I'm the gentleman who called you on the radio that day saying that I needed help because I had sciatica, and the doctors were telling me that I needed surgery on my spine. I said, oh, how you doing? It's so nice to meet you. Because, you know, I got him on the program, did an evaluation with him, told him what he needed to be taking, etc. But we'd never actually met. I said, oh, wow, it's so nice to meet you. He says, I'm here because of you. And then he decided to give a testimony of what was happening with him. He said that he remembered seeing an interview with Dr. Wallach saying that if you have a degeneration where you've lost bone or cartilage or anything like that, bone especially, that it could take up to 2 years to heal completely, but that the healing process would begin once you gave the body what it needed. So he said he started taking the products, and he started to feel better, slowly but surely feeling better and better and better until the point where the pain was pretty much all but 100% gone. So after about, I think he said after about a year and a half, he decided to go back to his doctors just to see if this thing was really working or if this is all in his head, because he knew he was feeling better. So he went back to the doctor, got a second MRI done, and trying to fix my jacket. And the doctor's like, okay, he looks at the first MRI where they determined he needed surgery. He looks at the second one that he got when he went in, and he says, well, why are you here? You're not in any pain or anything, are you? He says, no, I feel pretty good, but I just wanted to see if what I was doing was working. So he said, the doctor said to him, well, looking at this latest x-ray, your bone is healed by over 75%. This is without surgery, strictly nutrition. And this wasn't quite 2 years later. The pain was all gone, and his body was rebuilding that which had degenerated, strictly with nutrition. And of course, making whatever changes he needed to make to his diet. So he went from being told your only option is surgery, there's nothing else you can do, to, well, why are you here? Based on what I see on this MRI, you were 75% healed. So that is just one of many examples that I could give you of persons who were told one thing, and by the grace of God, heard the message that their body can heal what they need to do to heal. And it's not just limited to bone diseases. I've seen people come off of dialysis. I've seen people who were being told that they had to have hip replacement or knee replacement. Just get them on the nutrition, and surgeries canceled. I have seen people who were on insulin and being told that, you have to stay on this insulin, whatever, blood sugar balance, coming off. I mean, it's just amazing what your body can and will do if you give it the support that it needs. And the biggest myth is that healing is complicated. Well, I shouldn't say the biggest, because we already covered some pretty big myths. But as it relates to what I'm saying right now, there's this myth that it is very complicated. And Jason, I'm going to need your assistance with this one because my thing is frozen. That healing is complicated. That it's just simpler for you to pop a pill or do this surgery because it'll be too complicated for your body to heal. That is a myth. Let's go to clip number 2.
There's another myth that we also are suffering from. It comes along for the ride. It's part and parcel of the false belief in the superiority of MD-directed allopathic therapeutics. It's the ridiculous notion that healing is a sophisticated, complicated process. Well, guess what? Surgery is a sophisticated, complicated process. But healing, in the final analysis, is easy. Surgery is complicated. Healing is easy. And this is one of the most fundamental points that I have to teach. Your body has a built-in ability to fix itself, and it is the holistic physician's job to support and promote your body's innate, God-given, natural ability to fix itself. And the best place to do this, the best place to start, to support your body's ability to fix itself is with boilerplate foundation medical nutrition for the masses. You do not need a private appointment. You do not need to go to a hospital. If you are smart enough to pass the driver's license test, you are smart enough to take action steps today to get yourself into the game of healing. Because remember, the fundamental supposition here, the fundamental foundation of naturopathic medicine is that your body knows what to do to fix itself. So the recommendation here, stop eating food that's gumming up the works, stop eating food that's hurting you, and give your body the raw materials that it needs to fix itself. It's that simple. If you put diesel fuel into an unleaded engine, it probably wouldn't run that great. If you put the wrong food into the human body unwittingly, it's only a matter of time until something bad happens. If your body is undernutrified, it's only a matter of time until something breaks. Your body needs raw materials. Your automobile needs gasoline, it needs oil, it needs transmission fluid, it needs power steering fluid, it needs radiator fluid, it needs air in the tires, etc., etc., etc. No different with the human body. There are 90 essential nutrients that the human body needs. And if you do not get these nutrients into your body every day, it's only a matter of time until you run out of one or two or more, and then things begin to break. Medical nutrition is the first, second, and third thing that everybody needs to do to get into the game of healing. And it's a lot simpler than you have been led to believe. Your body's ability to fix itself is greater than anybody has led you to believe. So let's break it down step by step. Stay tuned. That's what we're going to talk about next.
All right. So the person's voice you're hearing on those clips is Dr. Peter Glidden, who is one of the persons I go to often. He's a naturopathic doctor trained in naturopathic medical school, etc. And so we have to look at the fact that what he is describing is, you hear him keep saying it, medical nutrition, medical nutrition, medical grade nutrition. There's a big difference between medical nutrition, which is a very high quality nutrition, and the cheap stuff you buy over the counter. And you have to understand the difference. You can't buy hamburger patty meat and expect to have the same experience as filet mignon. There's a reason why Angus beef is so much more expensive than a hamburger patty, because you're talking the quality of the meat. So you're paying for quality. And once you pay that money for that quality, Angus beef is ridiculously expensive. Like, oh my God. But boy, when you put that thing in your mouth, you see why you're spending so much more money than that typical hamburger patty which you get at the food store. It's a different experience because of the quality of the meat. And so when it comes to nutrition, there is the cheap stuff that, based on how it's formulated, isn't going to do much good for your body. And then there's, at the opposite end of the spectrum, medical grade nutrition, which is so potent that it will encourage your body to regrow cartilage, even though your medical doctor tells you that's not possible, right? It will unclog arteries that take dirty blood to the kidneys, and your kidneys will start to function, even though your medical doctor is telling you that that's not possible. So we're not talking, when we're talking about nutrition, I'm not talking about the cheap stuff you buy over the counter. So don't go around and then start buying a bunch of things and then come back at me and say, but you tell me this nutrition was awake and this ain't waking. Yeah, because you buy that cheap stuff that, based on how it's formulated, really isn't doing your body any good. You need to understand that not all supplements are created equal, that the cheap stuff is likely formulated in such a manner that your body cannot assimilate it, cannot break it down, and therefore you're not getting from that what you think you're getting or what you hope to be getting, and therefore it's not doing your body any good. So this is why there's some people who argue out there that supplements don't work, that you're just wasting your money. And in those cases, they're right. Those supplements aren't doing anything for you because of the way that they're formulated. But if you give your body medical grade nutrition, I'm talking the good stuff, formulated in the manner that your body can absorb it, plant-derived nutrition, high grade, high quality nutrition, I guarantee you that your body will respond. Your body will respond. Understand that. Believe that. That you can and will heal. So don't believe the prognosis, people. Understand that there is something that can be done. And I have seen people heal from the most remarkable things. Oftentimes I say that we have a lot of people who are praying for healing when all they really need is nutrition, good nutrition, and to stop doing the damage to the body. Understand that there's no amount of nutrition that can outdo a poor diet. There's no amount of nutrition that can outdo toxins. So nutrition is important, but diet plays a very big role in this whole question of healing the body. But know with all certainty that if you give your body what it needs by way of medical grade nutrition, if you stop doing the ongoing damage to your body by not eating the bad foods that are causing your body problems, I'm telling you, I have seen people heal from some remarkable things. So what are the foods that you should be avoiding? Top of the list, gluten, anything made from wheat, barley, rye, or oats, because they are damaging to your gut. And your gut is, responsible for absorbing nutrients into your bloodstream. And if you have a damaged gut, then chances are you're going to be suffering from some degree of malnutrition. And that is the beginning of degeneration, which is disease. So you want to make sure that you're protecting your gut. And that means not eating foods that are inflammatory, like gluten, wheat, barley, rye, and oats. That will cause a problem for you. Also on the list of foods that you should avoid that are inflammatory, and I did a whole show last week, Wednesday, on inflammation, so you need to go check that out. Oils, all oils. Fried food is a definite no-no, but even the oils that you have been led to believe are healthy, like that extra virgin olive oil in your cupboard, this is not a good idea for you to be consuming that, because that oil bottle has a pocket of air, and that pocket of air in that bottle contains oxygen. And as long as that pocket of air sits in that bottle of oil, it is causing oxygenation. You understand what I'm trying to say. It is oxidizing the oil. And once you consume that, it causes inflammation in the body. Inflammation is the enemy. Inflammation is a natural thing, but chronic inflammation is not good. And when you're talking about eating these bad foods, you are introducing chronic inflammation to your system. So you want to avoid all oils and fried foods. Now, in the Bahamas, we love to fry food. And that there's no surprise why we have so much cancer. So avoid the fried foods. Use an air fryer. Much better, much healthier. Or oven fry your food, but just don't fry it in oil. Okay? You want to avoid soy and corn unless it's heirloom corn or soy that you have grown or you know the source to be not genetically modified. Because if it's a GMO and it's been sprayed with Roundup, which most soy and corn on this side of the world have been, then you're in trouble. It's a double whammy. If you are a red meat eater, you should strive to never cook your meat well done, but it should be rare or medium rare. Okay? You should not be eating processed meats that contain nitrates and nitrites, which are this chemical that are injected into the meat by the butcher to make it redder and look more attractive to you. Problem with that is that causes cancer. So the meat might look nice and red in the butcher counter, but it looks that way because 9 times out of 10, it's been injected with nitrates and nitrites, which cause cancer. So you want to avoid processed meats like pastrami, salami, corned beef, what else? Spam, ham, any processed meat. You have to check to make sure that it is nitrate and nitrite free. Otherwise, you are setting yourself up to be in trouble and have a very difficult time healing if you are facing any kind of illness. If you eat baked potatoes, do not eat the crispy skin of a baked potato. That too is a carcinogen. And do not drink carbonated beverages with a meal. Anything with bubbles, do not drink it with a meal because the bubbles are actually impacting the level of acidity in your stomach. And your stomach acid should be very, very, very high so that it can properly digest your food and liquefy it to pass it on to your intestines, which then absorb it, all the nutrients from it into the bloodstream. So those are the bad foods. You should also avoid sugar, white sugar. You should avoid margarine and things like mayonnaise, because mayonnaise is nothing more than oils and eggs mixed together. Salad dressings that contain oil. You have to be vigilant, people. There's so many things that you don't realize contain oil that that could be damaging to your health. Things like roasted nuts. Make sure that they're dry roasted and not roasted in oil. So read the label just to make sure it's not roasted in oils. Things like that you don't think of. They even put gluten in some foods that you don't expect it to be in. Why they put gluten in things like hot dogs or sausages or bacon or whatever? Why? But it's there. If you don't read the label properly, you can find yourself consuming gluten and you can't figure out how it got into your system. So all of these things we need to be aware of, but you have to understand that if you don't change your diet and if you don't get into a clean environment, every time you walk into that environment where there's a toxin, or every time you eat that food that is, doing damage, you are making it difficult for your body to actually heal. And so, it's something that works hand in hand. But it's pretty simple. It's, as Dr. Glidden said, it's not complicated at all, even though that's what they would have you to believe. It's very, very simple. You just give the body what it needs. Stop giving it what it does not need. Get out of the way. Mindset is also very important. You have to believe that your body can heal itself, because your mind will override all of that. If you believe that you can't get well, you won't. A big part of healing is mindset. So you may be, if you look at Joel Osteen's mother, the preacher, the television evangelist, Joel Osteen, I think like 20-something years ago, 27 or so years ago, his mother was told that she only had a couple of weeks to live from terminal cancer. Decades later, this woman's still around and healthy. A major part of her healing was believing, no, I'm not accepting that prognosis. You don't get to tell me that I only have 2 weeks to live. You don't determine that. And she meant she was not going to die. And here she is, still going strong 20-something years later. So your mindset is definitely a big part of this. But if you give your body what it needs, stop giving it what it does not need, and let your mind go along with the belief that your body can heal, you would be amazed at the miraculous things that your body will do. So we're going to take another break. We're going to continue busting and debunking medical myths. When we come back, stay with us. You're going to find out some surprising things on the other side of this break.
Your body's immune system is under constant pressure from things like stress, lack of exercise, and toxins in the environment. It's crucial to be proactive and support your immune system with the nutrients it needs to function effectively. But it's often hard to get these nutrients from food alone. Introducing fast-acting Zinc Plus Immune Support by Longevity. Unlike zinc-only supplements, Zinc Plus Immune Support builds on the proven power of zinc and adds complementary nutrients to give your immune system extra support. Vitamin D helps balance the effects of zinc, while our proprietary blend of natural fruit and root extracts provides the extra help your immune system needs to work against daily stressors. And we've included Longevity's exclusive plant-derived minerals to give your body the minerals it needs, but can't get from food alone. And because Zinc Plus Immune Support is delivered in a great-tasting, sugar-free, berry-flavored lozenge, it encourages quicker absorption of all these nutrients into your body. Zinc Plus Immune Support. Zinc plus the extra support your body needs to promote a healthy immune system. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for rims, paints, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Tracklight, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Blessed love.
It's gotten harder and harder to get your daily requirement of vital nutrients from food alone. Without additional vitamin and nutrient support, your health and well-being can suffer drastically. That's why Z-Radical was specifically formulated. It combines a blend of antioxidant-rich vitamins, minerals, and botanicals with the protective powers of fucoidan to help fill the gaps from lack of nutrients in your foods. The core of Z-Radical is fucoidan, a naturally occurring polysaccharide that helps stimulate immune reaction, protecting you against inflammation and oxidative stress. We harvest this powerful mineral-rich nutrient from brown seaweed, harvested only from the world's most pristine ocean waters to ensure the purest quality. It's then extracted using cold process technology to ensure maximum levels of bioavailability. Then we add essential vitamins that help to protect your cardiovascular and nervous systems and are crucial for optimal immune and neurological function. Z Radical also includes a proprietary blend of delicious antioxidant-rich fruits and berries. This great-tasting combination helps your body combat free radical imbalances that can contribute to a variety of degenerative conditions like arthritis and heart disease. Z Radical. Experience the power of fucoidan with antioxidant-rich berries, 8 essential vitamins, and more to provide you with potent health benefits. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome back to GPS Global Paradigm Shift on this Wellness Wednesday here on Global 99.5 FM. Michelle Malcolm here. And we are talking about medical myths that we are debunking today because there's a lot of misinformation out there that would have you to believe that once you get this diagnosis that you are doomed for the rest of your life. And I want to give you some hope today to know that no, many of the things that we have been told over the years are just dead wrong, not true. And I am not in any way disparaging our medical doctors because I say it often, they only know what they know. They only know what they've been taught, and they have not been taught nutrition in any large amount, any major way. They have not been trained in nutrition to understand nutrition or its impact on the body. That's just not a part of their training. So it's amazing that, often I come across clients, and when I, tell them, okay, this is what, you need to do based on, what we've been advised. And they go, but that's exactly the opposite of what my doctor is telling me. This goes against everything that I've been taught. And my question is always, so how's it working out for you? You holding on with all your strength and might to what they tell you, but you ain't getting no better. How that working out for you? Maybe it's time for you to consider that maybe they just don't know. See, because guess what? They ain't gonna tell you they don't know, Mm-mm. If you come across a doctor who tell you when if you facing something and they say, I just don't know, hold on to that doctor because they're honest. Because some of them will be practicing, they say the doctor practicing. Some of them will be practicing on y'all. They ain't know, but they ain't tell you they don't know. All right, let's try this. Okay, but let's try that. Well, that didn't work. Okay, let's try this. By the time they finish with you on 10 different medication. And you trying to figure out how you get here, and you ain't no better than when you started that journey. But they ain't gonna never tell you they don't know. I really take exception to the ones that it's not bad enough that they don't know, but then they try to discourage you from going the pathway of nutrition, which is unconscionable, I think. Reminds me of the lawmakers in the day of the Bible, and when the Lord said to them, y'all making it so that people can't come in, and then you're trying to you're making it so complicated that you don't want to come in, and then you're stopping other people from coming in by these laws. So so you gotta get to the place where you decide that I'm not going to believe you when you tell me that there's nothing I can do. Okay? Because more often than not, that's not true. You do have options. You do have options. You just have to understand that you are facing a system that has been in place for many years, since 1912, and that they have established themselves to be the authority to the what's the word I'm looking for? Detriment of any other form of medication, any other form of, I shouldn't say medication, but any other approach to health and healing. And that is unfortunate because many people are suffering needlessly as a result of that, who could be healed. But because they are listening to the established authority, they find themselves not getting any better. So the numbers to call: 3260271, 3260271, 3260272, 3260272, and the WhatsApp line. If you have a comment, do not call us on the WhatsApp line. I can't answer it. But the WhatsApp line, if you want to send us a text message, is 8010271. 8010271. All right. So one of the biggest myths out there that really needs to be debunked is the myth as it relates to cholesterol, because they would have you believe that cholesterol is a demon from hell. The cholesterol is the enemy. And if your cholesterol is elevated, you're doomed to die. And you got to take this medication to lower this cholesterol or die from a heart disease. Guess what, y'all? That is a myth. I told y'all can get some information in the show today that's going to shake you up a little bit. It's up to you what you do with the information, but I can bring it to you. So let's go to the next clip about cholesterol.
Let's take a brief overview of cholesterol, because everything that you know about cholesterol is 100% wrong, 180 degrees opposite of what it really, in fact, is. And, you know, like the fella said, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. Cholesterol is so important that the human body makes it. All hormones, so the majority of hormones in the human body are made from cholesterol. All of your sex hormones are made from cholesterol. All of your stress hormones are made from cholesterol. The walls of every cell in your body, trillions, are made from cholesterol. Your central nervous system and brain, the majority of them, their structure is cholesterol. Again, cholesterol is so important that the human body makes it. It's manufactured in the liver. And there's been nothing but misdirection for the last 85 years concerning cholesterol. And again, let's keep everything in perspective. Absolute power corrupts. Absolutely. And you're seeing this writ large now on the world stage. There was a famous study done in 1994. They looked at antihypertensive and lipid-lowering treatments to prevent heart attacks. They looked at 10,000 participants with high LDL, and LDL is supposed to be the bad cholesterol. It really isn't. They divided those people into two groups. They gave one group a statin drug, and they gave the other group a diet. That's all they did. The statin drug did not reduce the death rate from heart attacks or from any other cause. Let me say it again. The statin drugs did not reduce the death from heart attacks nor from any other cause, because there is no relationship between high cholesterol and heart disease. Let me say it again. There is no relationship between high cholesterol and heart disease. And well, oh, by the way, it's not just the naturopathic doctor who's saying this. This information has been trying to leak itself into the mainstream for a long, long time. Johnny Bowden, Stephen Sinatra wrote this book a number of years ago, The Great Cholesterol Myth. My favorite is this book, The Cholesterol Myths by Ufi Ravenskov, a medical doctor and PhD from Russia, I believe. Maybe that's incorrect. I think he's Russian. His website, ravenskov.nu. You should go there and check it out because, again, knowledge is power, and the knowledge that you're being fed by the direct-to-consumer ads on TV and by the American Medical Association, the American Heart Association are incorrect. Here's a couple of snippets that I took off of Dr. Ravenskov's website. People with low cholesterol become just as atherosclerotic as people whose cholesterol is high. Your body produces 3 to 4 times more cholesterol than you eat. The production of cholesterol increases when you eat little cholesterol and decreases when you eat a lot. This explains why a prudent diet can't lower cholesterol more than a few percent. Cholesterol, again, unrelated to clogged arteries. The fancy schmancy doctor term for that is atherosclerosis. Just as many people with low cholesterol get heart disease as those with high cholesterol. A study called the Honolulu Heart Program in 2001 looked at 8,000 individuals and made this statement. Long-term persistence of low cholesterol actually increases the risk of death. Let me say it again. Long-term persistence of low cholesterol concentration actually increases the risk of death. Thus, the earlier patients start to have lower cholesterol concentrations, the greater the risk of death. You have been misled for over 100 years now, and I believe it was done on purpose. And, well, follow the money. Statin drugs, which are prescribed to lower cholesterol, profit the pharmaceutical industry upwards of $20 billion a year, and that's a conservative estimate.
I could hear you all out there now. Wait, what? What did he just say? But they told me that I need to lower my cholesterol because I'm gonna. Yeah. How about no? Your body makes cholesterol for a reason. Blaming cholesterol when they go into the body and they see high cholesterol at the site, they blame the cholesterol for the problem. But that's like blaming flies for garbage. The flies didn't put the garbage there. The flies were attracted by the garbage. But you roll up and you see all these flies in the garbage and you blame the flies for the garbage. It doesn't make sense. We have a call on the line. Caller, welcome to GPS.
Hi, good afternoon, Miss Malcolm.
Hi.
How are you?
Great. How are you?
Wonderful. I wanted to find out what is the right number for cholesterol, and what you call low. What is low?
See, the thing is that's again, that feeds into the narrative of you have to have a certain number, or that feeds into that myth. Here's the thing. There's a reason why, they may say, oh, your cholesterol is elevated. There's a reason why, because cholesterol is the building, they're like the construction crew. That's what your cholesterol does. So if there's any kind of damage going on in your body, the cholesterol rushes to the site of the damage to try to repair the damage. Okay? But cholesterol also plays other very important roles in the body, different parts of the body, like the brain, for instance. The white matter of your brain, which is 75% of your brain by weight, 90% of that is made from cholesterol. So your body needs cholesterol. Your sex hormones are made cholesterol.
Okay.
But let's look at the brain, for instance. Myelin, that's what the white matter of the brain is called, MYELIN. And people will notice that once they start taking a statin drug, 9 times out of 10, if I come across a client and they're having memory issues, focus issues, and I also see where they're on cholesterol medication, then that sort of is a clue for me. I say, are you on cholesterol medication? Yes. Okay. Well, you have to understand that there's a strong possibility that that medication is lowering your cholesterol to the degree where it's impacting your brain's ability to function. So this is why you can't remember your children's name. Now, according to what your medical doctor will tell you, the cholesterol medication is working because it's at the number where they want it to be. But that doesn't mean it's a good thing, because of the fact that your body, certain aspects, certain organs of the body are made of cholesterol. So if you lower it too much, then you run the risk of affecting those areas of the body. Another thing that you need to realize is there's a connection between blood sugar imbalances and elevated cholesterol and triglycerides. So oftentimes it's just a matter of you balancing out your blood sugar levels. Not to say you're diabetic,
Right.
But it's just a matter of balancing out your blood sugar levels. That's why they're now calling Alzheimer's type 3 diabetes, because
Wow.
they realize there's a direct connection between the function of your brain and your blood sugar levels.
Okay.
So don't get so caught up in the number.
Because I asked that reason is when I did my blood work in February 28th of this year,
Mhm.
it was 188.
Mhm.
And then she had me see a dietitian because I'm trying to keep my weight down and exercise, do my regular drink, whatever, take my
Mhm.
vitamins. And so she let me do this. It was in June to do a blood because she said in 3 months' time, so many things can happen.
Right.
And we did a blood work in June, and the cholesterol dropped to 159.
Mm.
I guess that's with the exercise and the weight loss is the cause, or is I guess I was asking, is the number makes a difference? What number you call low cholesterol? They say over 200 and some is high cholesterol.
Yeah.
So what is low cholesterol? 100, 150, 100, what is low?
So
90?
I'm looking this up right now for
Okay.
you. And it's just a matter of, again, I wouldn't get caught up in the number.
Right.
But I'm trying
But that's what they have been making a lot of people get caught up in the number.
Yeah, that's
because
the thing.
they say when you're over 220, I think, and up, oh, your cholesterol is very
It's
high.
too high. It's too high. Let's lower it. And then they lower it. And then you can't remember nobody.
Oh, but one thing I must say, like I tell people, I will never get Alzheimer's because I remember everything. I have this, Mr. Wu. I have eye disease. You remember the eye disease lady that calls you?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have eye disease. So I have to remember everything. I cannot see like that to read whatever. So everything I remember in my head, every number, every account, whatever I have in my head. When I call in this place, everything is in my head. That's why I tell people I never have Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's people don't remember nothing. And that's a part of deficiency in Alzheimer's.
But just remember, though, if you're taking statin drugs.
No, I don't take nothing. Nothing, only vitamins.
Yeah.
Vitamins
My
and
point
water.
is, if you're taking stuff to lower the cholesterol, it will
No.
do its job
No.
and lower it to the degree where it could affect your
No,
cognitive
I'm not on
function.
nothing. Only vitamins I take. No
Yeah.
problems, nothing. Only the eye disease I have. Other than that, strong, healthy.
And by the way, I did do the research in that eye disease. Is related.
Okay.
That's
so you
related.
call you back later this afternoon?
That's related to inflammation.
Okay.
I can't promise you this afternoon.
Okay.
But I can see what I can do.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
But you're looking up the number, or it doesn't, like you say, don't worry about the number.
I can see if I can find it.
Okay.
But
And
again,
then
don't
you
worry about that. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
That feeds into the myth.
Yes.
Because you're concentrating on this number when that really it feeds into the myth.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
If your cholesterol levels are what they call high, there's a reason for that.
Right.
There's a reason why your body is producing extra cholesterol.
Okay.
And as opposed to being afraid of it, the key is to figure out why the body is producing this extra cholesterol. It's trying to fix a problem.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
The cholesterol is the construction crew.
Yeah.
So if there's damage, they show up to where the damage is to try to help to fix the problem.
Okay.
So as opposed to focusing on the number, focus on the reason why the body is producing extra cholesterol. That's the smart approach. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You're welcome.
Continue
Thank you for
keeping
calling.
up the good work.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So yeah, that is a big myth. That it has to be at a certain level in order for you to be considered healthy. And so they put you on this statin drug and they get you to the level that they want you to be at. And then the next thing you know, you start having other kinds of problems. Well, the problem is you ain't making the connection to those problems that you having based on the fact that you have successfully lowered your cholesterol levels. So you gotta be smart when it comes to things like this, because otherwise you could be getting to the point where they want you to get, but causing other problems. So I'm trying to find the number, but again, I don't want y'all to get caught up in the number. Is that a caller for the show? Caller, welcome to GPS.
Good day, Lady Malcolm. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Wonderful. Great show. Great show.
Thank you.
Like you say, a lot of the callers got to be educated as to why certain things happen.
Mm-hmm.
With this cholesterol, the body has a blood regulation system. The body has a sugar regulation system.
Mm-hmm.
The body has a pressure regulating system and other regulating systems. So why is it the body don't have a cholesterol regulation system?
Because it depends on what the cholesterol has to do. If you have a lot of damage, then there'll be high cholesterol because it's trying to fix all that damage.
Thank you. So if it needed one, the creator would have sent us with one.
Right.
That's all I call it. Say with 85. Okay, thanks.
Makes a lot of sense. Again, remember that the cholesterol is the construction crew. If there's a tear in an artery, for instance, it could be a tiny tear, but the cholesterol is going to rush to that area to try to help to fix the problem. So as opposed to blaming the cholesterol for the problem, understand that the cholesterol is there for a reason. It's there to try to help to fix the problem. Don't blame the flies for the garbage. The flies are attracted to the garbage. So when you show up to the garbage, you see all the flies. Don't say, oh my God, look what these flies have done. No, they were attracted to the garbage. They didn't put the garbage there. So the cholesterol rushes to the site of damage to try to help fix the damage. So if you have quote unquote high cholesterol, there's chances are you have some damage going on that it's just simply trying to fix. Or like I said, you have some kind of blood sugar imbalance issue that needs to be addressed. If you fix the blood sugar, the balance, then chances are your cholesterol levels will become normal. Keep in mind that your body is extremely intelligent and knows what to do to fix itself. It knows what is the ideal amount that you should have. And again, when your body is damaged in any which way, the cholesterol rushes to the site to try to fix the damage. So as opposed to focusing on the number, focus on why it's rushing to the site. And that's how you should approach it. Okay, so we are going to take a break. Okay, check what your cholesterol levels should be. This is what they're saying. This is just a guide. The levels you should aim for might be different. Ask your doctor or nurse what your levels should be. Total cholesterol 5 or below, HDL, good cholesterol 1 or above, non-HDL 4 or below, fasting triglycerides when you're asked not to eat for several hours 1.7 or below, fasting, non-fasting triglycerides 2.3 or below, total cholesterol 6 or below. I have to see what this measurement is because I know it's different from what you were talking about, different kind of measurement. But yeah, I don't want y'all to focus on a number. Focus on why the cholesterol is there. It's trying to fix a problem. And so the idea is to fix the problem, to fix the repair, to fix the damage that needs to be repaired. And then the cholesterol levels will go back to where they ought to be. Your body knows how to regulate itself. So that is my answer to that question. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the myth of obesity and weight loss. Oh, child, that's a big one. No pun intended. Stay with us. We'll be back after these words of my sponsors.
Understanding your microbiome, also known as your gut ecosystem, can change everything you thought you knew about nutrition, digestion, immunity, and metabolism. Keeping your gut ecosystem healthy and balanced is essential. Ultimate Microbiome by Longevity was specifically formulated to optimize this ecosystem. It provides the advanced support your gut needs through prebiotic, probiotic, and postbiotic supplementation. Our unique blend of probiotics includes Lactobacillus and Plantarum, healthy bacteria that can help prevent harmful bacteria from taking over your gut. Increasing your gut's population of beneficial bacteria creates a more balanced gut microbiome, which has been shown to aid in weight loss, skin health, sleep, mood, and may even help with seasonal allergies. Ultimate Microbiome also promotes the production of postbiotics. Postbiotics are key to help regulate your gastrointestinal health. To enhance digestion, Digizyme Multi-Enzyme Complex, a blend of 5 specific enzymes, has been added to Ultimate Microbiome. It can help break down food so your body can better absorb nutrients. Plus, we've added our proprietary I-26 hyperimmune egg powder to aid in the elimination of disease-causing gut bacteria and help your body balance its immune response. Ultimate Microbiome, the scientific, proprietary, and holistic approach to gut health that helps optimize your body's entire gut ecosystem. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
Welcome to Sunshine Auto, the hardest place on the planet for a rims, paint, and tires.
We are your auto superstore for rims, Lexani, Azaras, Trueform, Western, Lux, Fuel, Trackline, Tough, Rough Racing, Velocity, Mud, All-Terrain, and low-profile tires. Cars, homes, and commercial window tinting. At Sunshine Auto, we put God first and customer is king.
Glasses love.
To stay healthy, it's crucial to make sure you get the nutrition you need every day. But it's difficult to get all your recommended vitamins and minerals from food alone. Even in the United States, 94% of people are deficient in at least one nutrient. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 by Longevity is a simple, convenient, and affordable way to help your body get the essential nutrients it needs. It's an advanced plant-driven multivitamin mineral complex that contains certified organic whole foods, trace minerals, and antioxidants. BTT 2.0 supports your body's natural defense system with a proprietary blend of energy-boosting and body-loving nutrients, plus prebiotics, probiotics, amino acids, and enzymes that support digestion. With an unusually high ORAC score of 8,000, you get even more antioxidants to help combat free radicals that can cause damage to your cells. But to get the most benefit and value from any multivitamin, your body must be able to break down the nutrients so you can fully absorb them. Otherwise, they'll just pass through your system without doing any good. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 was specially formulated with synergizing cofactors to ensure you get maximum nutrient absorption. Beyond Tangy Tangerine 2.0 is the easiest way to give your body the balance and complete daily vitamin mineral supplement it needs for optimal support of your overall health. To learn more, contact your Longevity associate.
This portion of GPS is brought to you by Tiki Bikini Hut at Junkanoo Beach. Great food, cool tropical drinks, and family fun in the sun. All right, welcome back to GPS on this Wellness Wednesday. We are debunking medical myths. I found the information the lady was asking for. According to the medical doctor establishment, dangerous is total cholesterol 240 and higher. LDL cholesterol, dangerous is 160 and higher. HDL cholesterol under 40 male and under 50 female. Those levels are considered dangerous, 240 or higher for the total cholesterol, and LDL 160 or higher. That's a dangerous level. They say at risk is 200 to 239 for total, and LDL 100 to 159, and heart healthy is under 200. Total cholesterol and LDL under 100. Listen, I remember going to the doctor. This is, I think this was around the time when, I've been exposed to mold? I'm not sure. But obviously there was a lot of damage in my body at the time. My cholesterol level was over 300. And the doctor was like, oh, I'm so concerned for you and da 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 da. And then I came across this information because I was about to let them put me on a statin drug. And this was before I became a health coach. And I'm so happy I came across the information I did. And I did not go on that statin drug. Because who knows, at this age, I wouldn't have been able to remember my name had I done so. Some people have been on statin drugs for years. And if these drugs were so effective, how come, anyway, let me not go down that road. Y'all understand what I'm trying to say. I remember a client calling the radio station saying he'd been on doctor medication for 40 years for high blood pressure, 2 weeks of nutrition, and his pressure normal. How can that be? If the pharmaceuticals were so effective, wouldn't we be getting healthier? All these billions of dollars that are being spent on pharmaceuticals, wouldn't we, as a collective, shouldn't we be getting healthier if they were actually working? Or are they working, just not for us, but working for the pharmaceutical industry, which is making billions of dollars off of us continuing to take these pharmaceuticals that aren't healing us? Because if they knew what they were doing, all this money we spent on medication, we should actually be getting healthier. But keep in mind, they're not designed for you to become healthier. They are designed to manage your illness. Now, one more myth out there relates to weight loss and obesity. This is a big one because they would have you to believe that if you are overweight or obese, it's just because you're lazy and don't have discipline and, all that stuff, or that's in your genes, or you big boned. Like people like to say, like somebody said the other day on a video, I ain't never see a fat skeleton. Right? But people find excuses. Oh, we just a big boned people. No, you fat. And there's a reason you fat. There's a reason obesity may run in your family. And it's not genetic. So here is Dr. Peter Glidden one more time talking about the myth surrounding weight loss.
So I'd like you to put something heavy on your head because I'm about to make it explode. Take a look around, ladies and gentlemen. It is not pretty. Everybody is not just overweight, but obese. Well, not everybody. But there's been a remarkable increase in the last 20 years, an increase in obesity in adults by 60%. And in children, it's tripled. It's tripled in the past 30 years. You've got to be kidding me. So much so that 1/3 now, and the numbers are getting worse, they're not getting better, 1/3 plus, pun intended, of Americans are not just overweight, they are obese. Newsweek talked about this about 15 years ago. It hasn't changed. And it's getting to a point now where, it's become the new reality. Right? Being overweight is the new healthy. Orange is the new black. Being overweight is the new healthy. And this thought process has seeped into society because, well, everybody's getting obese. Everybody's overweight. Everybody's getting obese. You look around, 1/3 of the population, you got to be kidding me. And this is a gigantic failure of conventional medicine. So you go to a medical doctor with a weight problem and their solution, well, cut out your stomach. Yeah, it's called gastric bypass. That's a little too radical for you, Mrs. Jones. Well, okay. So we're going to do lap band surgery. We're going to go in, we're going to tie a band around your stomach and tighten it. Make the contents of your stomach smaller. That's the cure for obesity. You've got to be kidding me. This is a train wreck. It's a juvenile understanding of how the human body works that medical doctors bring to the table, with the exception, again, of trauma care, surgery when it's necessary. Thank God for military field medicine, right? But we need perspective on this, and we don't have any. And for goodness sakes, even Weight Watchers will tell you that it's a big bad voodoo daddy. According to Weight Watchers' own research, the average weight loss is 5% after 6 months. And then 33% of it comes back within 2 years. So somebody's not doing the right thing here. Quite frankly, nobody's doing the right thing. There have been lots of published articles which state, peer-reviewed, published scientific journals, there's no relationship between exercise and weight loss. Let me say it again. Exercise will, in fact, make it harder to lose weight. You've been convinced that the reason that you're overweight is because you have a bad gene, and that's just a lie. If you're overweight, you have a bad doctor. You have a bad doctor that's not trained in healthcare. You have a doctor that's trained in disease management through an allopathic lens, which is good for surgery, but bad for everything else, for goodness sakes. There is a reason that people gain weight, but conventional medical doctors are clueless as to the operative cause here. Naturopathic doctors have a clue, and naturopathic physicians are taught healthcare. We are taught methods to bring our patients into states of health, which is so much better than simply managing disease. So if you see a naturopathic physician, we are going to attempt to figure out why you're overweight instead of just, by the way, cut your stomach out. Does that sound like a good idea? The majority of people struggling with weight, they just need to know simple steps to take on their own for 90 days to see whether or not they get leverage over their weight. Most of the time you will. The real reason between the dramatic increase in obesity, it's not genetic. There is a reason it's happening. It's got nothing to do with genes. The reason that exercise doesn't help. I mean, you're welcome to your own opinion, but not your own set of facts. Here's an interesting one. What cattle ranchers know and how it affects weight gain in human. I'm going to talk about the real relationship between weight gain, heart disease, high blood pressure, and adult onset diabetes. Conventional medical doctors will tell you that one leads to the other, and that's not correct. There is a relationship, but it's not that. And more importantly, the simple steps that you can take at home right now in order to attempt to bring your body into an optimal state of health.
Okay. So, I have to tell you from my own personal experience that I gained like almost 70 pounds, but it wasn't because of genes or that I was eating more. It was because I was being exposed to a toxin. And toxins are one reason why you will gain weight, but the biggest reason why people are gaining weight and having a difficult time losing it is because they're malnourished. I know, right? That doesn't make sense, right? How could you tell me that I'm malnourished, which is why I'm fat? It doesn't make sense, but really it does. Because your body is like this computer that's scanning for these 90 nutrients that it knows it needs to function. And when it can't find it, it will literally give you a craving to go eat something to find the 90 nutrients that it needs. So people find themselves constantly eating because their body's craving for these nutrients. So you go and you eat bad foods through which you're not getting the nutrients that you need. The fast foods, the genetically modified foods, the comfort foods. And you eat that and you feel full, but a couple hours later, you're hungry again. And you're trying to figure out why this child, I just don't feed you. Why are you hungry again? Because they're not getting the nutrients that their bodies need. So even though you may be overweight, you're malnourished. So you got to give your body what it needs. Now, a big part of the problem is gut health. Because if your gut is damaged, we go back to the gut again. If your gut is damaged, that means that you are not absorbing nutrients from the foods that you are eating or the supplements that you are taking. And this is why it's important to stop eating gluten and other inflammatory foods that are continuing the damage to the gut. Because when you're damaging your gut, you're making it impossible to absorb nutrients. Imagine that your gut lining is supposed to look like the shaggy rug. We're born with billions of these little finger-looking things on top of your epithelial cells called the villi. And the villi are responsible for absorbing the nutrients from your foods and absorbing it through the epithelial cells, which are supposed to be this tight barrier that protects your bloodstream from foreign substances like pathogens. And then the villi are responsible for absorbing the nutrients into the bloodstream, and then the bloodstream takes it to where it needs to go, and then your body functions optimally. Well, here's the challenge. When you are eating inflammatory foods like gluten, the problem with the gluten is that it's like daisy chained together. It's an amino acid, or it's daisy chained together, right? And so ideally, it's supposed to break apart in your stomach and then enter into your intestines, digested to the degree that it passes through without causing any disruption. Well, the problem is most people can't digest it to the point where it enters into your intestines still daisy chained together. And so it's rumbling through the intestines when it should have been broken apart. It's rumbling through your intestines whole, and it's damaging the villi. It's doing damage. So eventually, after so many years of that, instead of looking like a shaggy rug with billions of villi, you have worn those villi down to nothing, to the point where your gut looks like a tube as opposed to a shaggy rug. So that means you're not absorbing any nutrients, because the apparatus that is responsible for absorbing the nutrients, you've destroyed, you've damaged to the degree that they've diminished down to nothing. So you're eating food, some of it with very little nutritional value to begin with, but you're not absorbing anything because you've damaged your villi to that degree. Now, praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Your body can regenerate the villi. But you got to stop eating the foods that are damaging it. Otherwise, you're not going to be getting the nutrients that your body needs, which means you're going to be hungry all the time because your body is scanning, looking for these 90 nutrients. And when it don't find it, it will send you to go eat something in search of the nutrients. But when you're eating foods like gluten, you're making yourself a victim twice, because not only are you making yourself more susceptible to nutritional deficiencies, but now you're damaging the epithelial cells, which is supposed to be this tight barrier, to the degree where they start to loosen up and things start entering in your bloodstream that aren't supposed to be there. And then your immune system sees these foreign objects in your bloodstream, and it kicks in and it calls out the troops, and it goes to war to attack these foreign entities. But in essence, it starts attacking itself. That is what is called autoimmune disease. So the next thing you know, you coming down with something like thyroid disease or lupus or rheumatoid arthritis, or, because your body's attacking itself. Why? Because you've damaged your gut to the point where things are getting into your bloodstream that aren't supposed to be there. Why? Because you decide that you won't eat that twist, and ain't nobody can stop you from eating it. Well, you know what we say in the Bahamas. If you like it, let it kill you. And unfortunately, many of us are killing ourselves slowly by fork because we don't want to give up the foods that are damaging our bodies. So you got to go organic, and it's not as expensive as you think. Go to the produce exchange, go to the farmer's market. You go to the produce exchange on a Friday or Saturday, you could walk out of there with a box of healthy organic produce for less than $20. Feed your whole family. But when I say less, I mean less. $14, $15, you walk out there with a box of produce. So you just got to make wiser decisions. But you can't keep doing the damage to the body and expecting to be well. But know that weight gain, and let me just say this about exercise. Exercise is good for you. Exercise helps to release endorphins, which is the good feeling hormone. Exercise helps with mental, wellness. Exercise will help to strengthen your body, all that good stuff. But with regard to what Dr. Glidden just said, my experience is he's right. I was in the gym working hard and losing weight slowly. But I really lost all that weight when I healed my gut. Gyms were closed because of the COVID lockdowns. I wasn't exercising the way I had been prior to, but I used the opportunity to get off of gluten, stop eating gluten, and heal my gut. And I was shocked how that weight that I had been struggling to get off just melted away. I was like, what? So he's right to that degree, but that's not to say that you shouldn't exercise. Exercise is good for, keeping things moving and flowing and, lymphatic system, all that stuff. All that is very good for you, but don't use it as a tool for weight loss because that's not what's going to help you lose that weight. I tell people all the time, you don't lose weight to become healthy. You become healthy to lose weight. So if you are having a problem with weight loss, it means that you're unhealthy. And once you get healthy, the weight just goes away. Your body knows what to do to correct itself. I have seen that with my own experience. Once I healed my gut and stopped doing the damage, the body just regulated itself. And I was like, well, blow me down. If I didn't know this, I'd have done this a long time ago. Okay, so one more thing I want to do before we get out of here, and that is I want to look at 17 little-known facts about your body. We've been talking about myths. Now I'm going to switch it up. And in this last clip, we're going to look at 17 facts about the body that you may not have known.
Number 17. Your brain can generate enough electricity to power a small light bulb. When you are awake, your brain is known to generate electricity in the amount of about 15 to 25 watts. This power is quite enough to keep a low-wattage LED lamp shining. Simultaneously with electricity production, this organ generates random thoughts, up to 50,000 a day. One more shocking fact, or better to say, a myth debunked, the common knowledge that people use just 10% of brain capacity is, in fact, very wrong. Hooray! The scans conducted show that people use most of their brain even when they are asleep. Number 16. Human teeth are roughly as strong as shark teeth. And it's a flattering comparison. Sharks have, on average, 15 rows of strong teeth placed in each jaw. In fact, they are already born with a set of teeth and can protect themselves from the baby age. Sharks are those lucky creatures that don't suffer from teeth problems and cavities, and their teeth are as strong as the human ones. Now to the fun part. The enamel which covers the top of your teeth is the hardest part of your whole body. Number 15. Depending on its acidity, if your stomach acid made contact with your skin, it could eat a hole in it. Hydrochloric acid is a typical inhabitant of a human stomach. This type of acid is industrial grade and can, in fact, destroy metals. In a human body, though, it protects the immune system and kills off lots of viruses and bacteria contained in the food people eat. Also, the acid helps a special enzyme to grind products consisting of proteins so that your body can digest such food easier. And one more super cute fact about your stomach: if you blush, the insides of this organ turn red as well. Aww. Number 14. Apart from its inflammability, the human hair is virtually indestructible. Hair is a fabulous part of a human body. First of all, it is the place where all the information about a person is stored. Even the content of your bloodstream, such as vitamins, drugs, or alcohol, can be found out from a strand of hair analysis. One strand can support about 3.5 ounces of weight. Number 13. Humans can create up to 7,000 different facial expressions. Well, actually, according to scientists, there are 4 main or basic facial expressions: angry, afraid, surprised, happy, and sad. Based on these, all the rest of 7,000 expressions are performed. It is interesting that facial expressions, which are genuine, are more likely to be symmetrical. Number 12. Babies have over 60 more bones in their bodies than adults. Babies are born with as many as 270 bones. Later on, some of the bones start fusing together. For instance, the bones of the spine. Another good example is a baby skull that has several overlapping bones. It makes it easier for a baby to squeeze out during the birth. Number 11. The resolution of the human eye is estimated to be around 500 megapixels. It makes them 72 times more precise than the rear camera of an iPhone 6. What is more, your eyes can see the difference between 10 million colors. Sounds great, just one question. Why do we need smartphone screens with 16 million color range? Number 12. An adult skin weighs around 17.6 pounds or more on average, making up 16% of the total body weight. You would probably never say so, but it is the largest organ of the human body. Perhaps the skin weight makes lifting up another human being so difficult. Another interesting fact about your skin is that every square inch of it is covered with more than 600 sweat glands. It might be the reason people sweat a lot. Number 9. The human skeleton completely regenerates itself every 10 years. Since this is happening constantly on a cellular level, you will always have a blend of old and new bones in your body. But it doesn't mean you shouldn't take care of your current bones, thinking that they will anyway be replaced within a decade. Eat calcium-rich food to help them stay strong. Number 8. Your eyes stay closed for about 10% of your waking hours. That's the time you spend blinking. A person blinks on average 15 times a minute, though it is proven that women do it twice as often as men. What is more, women on birth control pills blink even more frequently than those who don't take them. The figure can go as high as 32% more often. At the same time, babies don't blink as much as adults, only 2 of even fewer times a minute. Number 7. Your kidneys filter all of your blood about 25 times a day, processing 4.75 gallons of it all together. Only 1% of the blood they filter turn into the urine. The rest is redistributed throughout the body. A kidney of an adult isn't big at all. In fact, its size can be compared to that of a fist. It's hard to imagine the biggest kidney stone ever. Its weight was 2.5 pounds, and it looked like a coconut. Number 6. The pink corner of our eye is the third eyelid. A third eyelid, you will ask. Do we have it? Yes. We humans retain a tiny fold in the inner corner of the eye. It is what is left from a membrane birds, and mammals have had for protecting the eye and sweeping out debris, at the same time providing visibility. We don't need this function anymore, so it's a high possibility that it will disappear with time. Number 5. The liver is capable of fully regenerating its original size, even after removing as much as 75% of the entire organ. It makes liver transplant surgeries altogether possible and effective. People who donate part of their liver to those who are in need don't have to worry about their health. Their liver will soon regenerate the part which has been donated. Number 4. Your heartbeat synchronizes with the rhythm of the music you are listening to. Recent research shows that music, especially the one that contains a continuous increase in volume or tempo, makes your heartbeat synchronize with it. It is relevant for both musicians and amateurs, or simply music lovers. Number 3. The same enzymes that are responsible for digesting the food people eat will begin to digest the human body itself after death. To be precise, they make human organs start to digest the body, and the enzymes themselves they team up with, microbes, and the process of decomposition begins. Number 2. Some of the atoms in our bodies are stardust that is billions of years old. Sounds very romantic, doesn't it? Unfortunately, not only humans can boast such body ingredients. All plants, animals, your food, even your car contains pieces of distant stars. The thing is, when stars explode, they shoot the elements which they used to consist of to the farthest corners of the universe. That is how stardust may unexpectedly appear in your soup bowl. Number 1. In an average lifetime, the heart pumps around 53 million gallons of blood. That's enough to fill approximately 1.5 million barrels. To do so, your heart has to be very hardworking. This fist-sized organ beats around 115,000 times a day and pumps 2,000 gallons of blood. In a lifetime, the number of its beats can reach 3 billion.
Fascinating, right? There are many more fascinating facts about the body that just show you, wow, what an amazing creation our bodies are. And understand, if you get nothing else from the show today, that a major part of that amazing creation is an innate God-given intelligence that knows what to do to fix itself. We just got to give it what it needs, stop giving it what it does not need, and get out of the way. All right. So here's to your health. I hope you got something out of the show today. Stop believing the myths, y'all, and start to understand that you and your body can be walking in optimal health if you just give it a chance to heal the way God decided to. All right. Tomorrow we have another great show planned for you. You know, we are in the midst of hurricane season. Thank God we have been thus far in good shape as far as that is concerned. What's to come for the rest of the season? We're going to be talking to meteorologist Wayne Neely tomorrow about what we can expect from the season. So that's tomorrow's show. Very important. Don't miss it. Until then, I'm Michelle Malcolm. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.
Global 99.5 FM reminds our listeners that the views and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global